Namaskar. I would like to share my experience. And I remember the first thing that I noticed when I parked my car. No, and I had come with the full feeling that I am going in an ashram. And I was like really surprised because the person actually started lifting my luggage. So that was my first impression because I wasn't expecting. And then I got into my room and it was like, wow. So that was, I mean, there was a lot of anxiety that got solved because where you stay, that whole anxiety, the bed and all that caused a lot of anxiety in me. And then I think the other thing that has is still stuck with me is there is a morning 4:30 bell that the person will come. And I remember the first day when he rang and I was like half asleep and I said, yeah, tell me. I didn't realize that, no, I have to go. And he was also looking at me, and it took me a while to figure out. And then I thought, no, in meditation anyway, people will not notice whether you are sleeping or meditating. At least, I thought I was committed to follow the process. So I took the shower, I changed, and then I did my morning meditation. And then the first day I was committed just to make sure that I hear the gong. And no, you have no sense of time. So I think I did reasonably well on the first day. And I think after the second wisdom session, you start to think and know whether you call it expectation or not, because I had come with the whole idea of just being happy and just experiencing the place. I really liked the video which was put on the website. I liked the order of the place, the whole pyramid, and I said, okay, let me experience that place. I had not come with any specific expectation. And the other 2-3 things that stuck on to me was the session that Harika did. I don't remember the last time I had cried, but I tried to resist. I noticed tears falling my cheeks, and because I was committed not to open the lock, I just let it go. And there was a time when I said, no, I don't want to cry, and I somehow controlled, but it again happened. So, and then I thought, okay, let me go deep and then realize why I'm feeling that way. And I felt so blissful when I think in the guided meditation, Harika said, hug that child. And I had very vivid memory of that child, what that child was wearing, what he was doing, my entire house. And it's been, I think, more than 20 years I've been in that place. So I was born and brought up in a place called Dharamshala in Himachal. And I think it's more than, last I visited that place was 95. So it's close to 25 years, and I could remember each and everything where it was placed as that point of time. And that actually changed a lot of things, and I was started to talk to that child, and I was expecting that the matured person is healing that child, whereas it happened the other way. The child was talking to me and saying, it's okay. And then that dialogue I really enjoyed. I wish that dialogue was a bit longer, but somehow it closed. The other memory of the experience I had is the fire meditation. And we have been talking about so much of being mindful, being one, and I felt the fire is that one element that I could connect completely. So I felt you need that fire to do anything, and I was and fire doesn't have any mercy when it is burning anything. Similarly is my nature. Sometimes I'm angry, sometimes I'm not. I don't feel bad at that particular moment that what I am doing. So that experience actually had a lot of cleansing effect that I had. And I think the last thing that I wanted to, share is the whole mindfulness. And I was telling myself, I want to experience one activity, where mindfulness I really, I experience. And I think the last 7 days I've been extremely committed, telling myself I will follow the process no matter what happens. And I think on one of the days I thought I'll take the shower and then have the lunch. And when I was taking the shower, I was feeling the water drops, and I had never showered that way. So and I each and every drop that was falling, and I said, oh wow, man, this is amazing. So, and now I had no sense of time. By the time I changed and then I reached, I realized lunch was over and I was getting late to the Kabir Bhavan. So that was one activity where and the next day I thought, let me try it out with brushing. Shower, I don't want to take a chance. And I had never brushed my teeth that way. So I felt so nice when I was holding the brush, and I had never brushed my teeth that way. So I think there were 2-3 examples that I am taking just to understand what mindfulness is. And I think the other last bit, and I'm sorry I'm taking more time, but I thought this might be really interesting. So the other thought that was hitting me like drop by drop, like Chinese drops, is that we create our own reality thing. And so I've been heavy drunkard or a smoker, and I think I quit when I began to have health issues. It's been 4.5 years. I have not touched anything. So I remember the second day, I think, or the third day I was meditating. I felt exactly the same thing. I thought, oh wow, man. And then I wanted to just to continue that high. That high that I was getting was amazing. It doesn't cost you anything, and I just wanted to get that high. And then I realized each question that I was having, then I developed this guilt. No, I don't want to think. And the next day, I think one question came where they said, if you're getting that thought, it must be healing. I said, wow, man, they want me to get that feeling again and again. So I think each day, whatever thought I had, like, one of the days I wanted to have like a 10-minute dialogue with you, and you came to me, yesterday night, because I was so committed on the process that I didn't want any diversion to happen. And I was, each thing that was happening in the 7 days, I felt the whole universe, the cosmic energy is helping me complete that journey. So thank you, all of you, for making me complete that journey. I am really happy for everything that I have got in the last 7 days.
Who've been doing long hours of meditation throughout the day have significantly shown changes in their brain and body functions. That is why Pyramid Valley International has organized this stillness retreat, and all the components of stillness retreat have been planned in an optimal manner. There are 4 days of pure silence, 7 hours of meditation every day, 2 hours of service or seva every day, and enough wisdom sessions for you to get to know what to do during stillness. Patriji says, be still, know thyself. That is the whole goal of the 7-day stillness retreat being conducted by Pyramid Valley International.